Hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for joining us on the channel today. It's Joe here from Odyssey Offroad. So I wanted to kind of introduce my new vehicle. I feel like I do this every few months. Some of you guys would probably think I'm crazy, but so the last truck I showed on the channel was a TRD Pro Tundra. Actually didn't have it all that long, and I love the truck. So I'll start off by saying, before I get into this, there was absolutely nothing wrong with the Tundra and zero complaints about it. I loved it. I just wanted this, and I'll go over the reasons why I wanted something, or why I picked this vehicle in particular. So this is a 2022 Jeep Gladiator Mojave. The Mojave is basically the top tier off-road trim, along with the Gladiator. I'm sorry, the Rubicon. Too many words here, I'm getting them mixed up. So the Rubicon, as everybody knows, it's like the top off-road trim for the Jeep. It's been for years. So the Mojave is now right along next to it. But the Mojave is set up and tuned for different type of off-roading. So where the Rubicon's kind of set up for, like, you can get that thing pretty much out of the factory and go, do some gnarly rock crawling with it, the way it's geared down low, transfer case and all that stuff. The Mojave only comes in the Gladiator. You can't get it in a regular Jeep JL. And it's set up for higher speed off-roading. So, pounding the desert, going fast, and sand dunes, stuff like that. Trail riding. You can do anything with it, but it's more specifically tuned suspension-wise for that. And I'll kind of give you a little quick walk around here, and I'll show you the suspension on it. It comes with Fox suspension. It comes with a rear locker. It comes with 33-inch Falcon Wild Peak tires, the black wheels. As you see, it is pretty much the package, okay? Now, there was obviously a lot of things you can add as far as extras, which I'll go over some of the ones that I have. I'll show you the window sticker. You see the orange is a theme here with the Mojave. Orange around the Jeep on the tailgate. You got the orange tow hooks on the front rear bumpers. The color is awesome. It's called Sting Gray. So instead of Stingray, it's Sting Gray. It's really cool. It's very similar, but a little darker than the color I had on the TRD Pro Tundra. So if you've seen that video, it's very similar to that. Really cool color. I love it. Doesn't have any metallic in it. It's kind of just a straight up color. You can see the gray. Kind of hard to tell, but you can see there's no metallic really. It's just a nice straight gray. Really cool color. I like it. And as opposed to being, Jeeps for years say trail rated, this one you'll see, this is the way it's set up. It says desert rated. So this is the first desert rated Jeep. So the orange is a great theme. Like that shot right there, I think, is great looking angle right there with the Mojave on the hood and the orange and the emblem. You see the Fox shocks sticking out. So I'll show you those. So this is, like I said, set up for high speed off-roading. So it's got the Fox 2.0 shocks, 2.5 shocks, I'm sorry. These are the 2.5-inch Fox shocks, okay? Now they have remote reservoirs. So you see the line for the reservoir goes all the way, they're tucked up front there under the frame rail. It's got a skid plate that protects those under the bumper. It also has, this is the only vehicle that I know, production vehicle, even the Raptor doesn't have this, is right there is the bump stops. Those are hydraulic bump stops, okay? So hydraulic bump stops, that's an industry first. Nobody else has that. So basically, instead of, if you're pounding whoops or hitting a big bump, and your suspension comes up and compresses and you hit that bump stop, it'll be usually a hard impact. With the hydraulic bump stops, it's almost like a second shock absorber inside your spring. So it hits that bump stop and it kind of slowly brings it to a stop rather than crashing into the bump stop. So that's just more set up for the high speed off-roading. Other thing unique to the Mojave is the hood. You'll see the hood, it's like a snorkel hood. It's got a little bulge from the side. The Rubicons have a different hood altogether. So It's not functional, so that's the only thing. Kind of like the TRD Pro had the hood scoop. I think it's just for looks, really. It's just a part of the package, but it's not. It's non-functional. The engine in this is only one engine you can get. It's the 3.6 Pentastar V6. So it's good for 280 horsepower. It is, being the Mojave, you also get wider Dana 44 axles front and rear. And being as they're wider and Dana 44s, they're also geared 410 gears. So you have a high gear ratio. So it turns the big 33s, no problem at all. You could probably go 35s without having an issue before you need to re-gear on this truck. I will not be doing that. I'm not going to lift it. I'm not changing the tire size. Only thing I may do with the tires and wheels is just change out the wheels themselves, the rims. They're not bad, being a black factory wheel, but they're a little just boring, I'd say. They're just a plain black aluminum wheel. There's nothing fancy to them. So that's it in a nutshell, basically, as you would see a Mojave, okay? Anytime you see Mojave, it's going to have all the things I just showed you. It's also going to have these rock sliders here, the rocker panel protectors right there. In case you bottom out on anything, protects the bottom of your of the body of the Jeep. Hit those first. But tires, I'm really happy with. These things are awesome. I was actually going to get these tires on the Tundra, and they come factory on this. Really nice. They're a 33. So the metric size is 285 70 17. All right, and this is a C-rated tire, so they ride nice and smooth and soft. It's not bone jarring like an E-rated tire would be. And then you'll see the 2.5 shocks, Fox shocks in the back, with the reservoirs right there as well. So that's pretty cool. The options I got on this truck are, it's got the hardtop, so standard. You would have got just get a plain Jane base model Mojave. It would have everything I showed you so far, but you'd get a soft top. You wouldn't get the hard top. So now I'll show you the things that this is optioned with. And let's grab the window sticker. This way I don't misspeak, but I'll show you the window sticker. And talk about the price of it a little bit. So here's the window sticker. That's what you're getting basically. Base model price of Mojave, $47,260. That's what you get in base model. Now, even as a base model, with the base Mojave, you're getting some cool features. You get the 8.4-inch touchscreen with the Alpine stereo system, which I'll tell you that Alpine stereo system is the best factory stereo system I've ever heard. It blows the JBL away in a Toyota. And I had a Bose stereo system and a Silverado, and that wasn't bad. This is better than that. The subwoofer is like something aftermarket. It's really, maybe I'm just getting old, but to me, it's great. I have to keep the bass down a little bit actually because it's so overpowering. So that's pretty much all you see there. Comes standard up to that point. All right. You get plenty of auxiliary ports, all that, and then you get to the optional equipment, which is what I got here. So take a peek at that. I'll show you. So I got the tow package on here. Base model is going to tow 4,500 pounds. If you get the tow package as equipped, it can tow up to 6,500. This truck, as equipped with all the options it has in the hardtop and everything, is 6,345 it tows. So that's the towing rating of this particular vehicle. It will carry 1,200 pounds. So you can load it up between passengers and stuff in the bed, 1,200 pounds. So that's the payload. Not bad. For a mid-sized truck, pretty good, considering what it is, with the off-road suspension. So there you see there all the rest of the options. And it adds up to $56,000 even. All right, and that's with the destination charge. So not bad, really. Now, I got the spray and bed liner, which I think is a must. You gotta have, if you buy a truck without spray and bed liner, you end up getting it anyway. All right, this has the LED lights in the bed as well, which is nice. All right, it's got a little sliding window in the back of the hardtop. This truck also came with LED tail lamps. So those tail lights are LED. I do not have the, and that comes in the package for the safety group package. So safety group, you're going to get the LED taillights in the back, and you're going to get blind spot and cross path detection. So cross path detection is basically if you're backing out of a parking spot and there's a car coming, across the back of you, coming up an aisle. We've all experienced that. Somebody's flying up the aisle and you don't see him as you're backing out of your spot. There's little sonars in here. They'll pick up on it. It'll pop up on your screen and beep and yell at you and say, hey, somebody's coming. So, and then you got the backup sensors right there. There's 4 of them, 2 on each side. The backup camera, of course, which every vehicle's got now. Backup camera is nice. You can zoom in right to your hitch. So as you're backing up to your trailer, you can zoom in right to the hitch and line the ball up nice. And then, so with it having LED taillights, the option package it doesn't have, which to me is odd. I think it should come standard on a package like this or a Rubicon, is it doesn't have the LED headlights and fog lights. So, but that's something we'll talk about a little bit later in the video. I'm going to do little upgrades, and that'll be probably one of them. But it also came with a remote start, and the 8-speed transmission is also an option. 8-speed automatic transmission. Standard would be manual 6-speed. Okay, so if you want the automatic, it's an extra $2,000. With the tow package, it also has better cooling. Now the Mojave itself, that's also something about the Mojave, is it has better cooling, engine cooling. It has a better cooling system and air intake system, from what I'm told, because it's meant to drive fast in the desert. That's what it was built for. So it's meant to sustain higher temperatures, run hard in higher temperatures, I should say. So that's pretty good, because I am going to be towing with it a little bit, and I live in Arizona. So keeping it cool is a good thing. And that goes, without saying, for any vehicle. You want it, the cooler it runs, the longer it's going to last, the better it's going to be. It also came with, let's see, the last option we need to talk about is the all-weather floor mats. So I'll show you that. And then this paint color also, the Sting Gray, is also an added $295. So you see the all-weather floor mats there. They're the OEM Jeep ones. They go all the way across, nicey nice. So the Jeep in the back has storage under the seat, which is good. It goes all the way to the other side. All right. Let me load this and show you. It's also got storage behind the back seat. So if you lower the back seat, this will kind of go down flat too. So if you lower them both, you kind of have a flat surface here if you want to put stuff on top. But you have a nice little storage compartment back here. It's probably about 5 inches deep there. You get a little net. Got a nice little padded tray. You want to keep some stuff down there. Now let's say you're going out, you're out with the wife. She's got her purse. She doesn't want to carry it with her. You're going to a movie or something, maybe she doesn't want to carry a purse, because you're the gentleman you are and you're paying for dinner in the movie. So she doesn't need it. So you can put it behind the seat. You stick your key in there. Right up top there, you see the keyhole. And you can lock it up, and it gets locked behind the seat. You don't got to worry about it. So I think that's pretty nice. Or if you have some pew-pews and you want to lock them up back there, you can do that too. But back seat, you got a bunch of USB ports, which is nice for the kids, because especially my 13-year-old daughter. My son will have his tablet, and maybe you need to charge it, but my daughter likes to charge her stuff. She's on it 24/7. So you got 2 standard USBs, and then you got the USB-C, 2 of those. Plus you got standard outlet right there, 400 watts, 115 volts. So you can get, you're camping or something, you can potentially get yourself a nice little coffee maker. Make yourself a cup of Joe in the morning. Joe likes his cup of Joe. So that'll be good for me. And then show you the front here. So I didn't get the leather. Leather is also an option. That wasn't really a deal breaker for me. To be honest with you, I've only had 2 vehicles with leather, and that was the last 2 trucks I had, the Tundra and the Silverado before that. And that doesn't do anything for me. I'm not like, I've heard some people go, I'll never go back to having a vehicle without leather. I don't know. To me, it's easy to, I understand the seats can stain more and stuff like that, but you sweat a little bit on the leather. I don't know. It's got goods and bads, so it didn't make a difference to me one way or the other, to be honest. If it had leather, great, but So you see the kind of like diamond plate looking design in the seat. It's very bolstered, the seat. When I mean, like, you sit in the seat. It's a nice bucket seat. It holds you in place. You can see how big the bolster is in the back rest. So you're not sliding all over the seat. That was actually a big thing for me for comfort when I went to test drive it. And then you see, they saved me a Mojave in the seats there. So when I went to test drive it, I've been debating on it for a week or two. I got some prices from some dealers. I went to the local one, and I was like, I'm just going to test drive it. I may get in it, drive it, not like it, and then that'll be end of story, and, I will stop thinking about it. So I went there with an open mind, having had a Jeep in the past and didn't have a great experience. So I had a Jeep JK years back, which was okay, but the quality is nothing like these new Jeep JLs and Gladiators. The quality of the interior is night and day different. So when I sat in it and took it up the block, I took it for a nice good test drive for like 15-20 minutes. Hit some rough roads, some potholes, make sure there's nothing squeaky, loose, and rattly. I can't stand that. Everything's super tight in this thing. There's not a single creak or noise in this Jeep, which may change over time, but right now it's great. And the seats hold you in place really nice. That was one complaint I had in the Tundra, is the seats were super plush and comfortable, but I'm not a big guy. I'm like 5'7", 5'8" if I've been hanging on the inversion table for a couple hours, and like $168. So, and that big gigantic Tundra seat with not a lot of side bolstering, and it being leather, when you make a turn, I was sliding on my seat, So with this, I don't have that. I'm just planted. There's no moving around, which is something that's really nice if you're doing a lot of running around locally, driving. It adds to the comfort throughout the day. You see the interior here is very nice. Got the orange accents again. The theme carries through the inside. The theme with the Mojave is orange. These handles here are something. It's a dealer ad. Dealers like to add stuff to charge you more money, but I didn't pay sticker anyway, so you see that. Oh, the other option on this Jeep is, as we're looking up here, I didn't bring it up, but see those black headliners? If you're not familiar with Jeeps, usually it's just all white. These are headliner inserts, for thermal heat protection and sound deadening. So the middle sections of the front tops, and then the back, it's thin. It's like half-inch thick at most. So in the summertime, especially here in Arizona, it's hot. The sun's cooking that top, and the heat will actually come through. My last Jeep, the JK, you can feel the heat on your head when you first get in. It was cooking you. It insulates it and sound deadens it a lot better, and it carries through in the back. You can buy this kit if you don't already have it on your Jeep from Mopar and install it yourself. You see the back is the whole thing is covered, so it's really nice. Makes a big difference. Go all the way down the sides as well. All right, so that's that. One thing I will point out, if you're going to look at one of these and a lot of cup holders are a big deal to you, you're going to want to opt for the leather. If you get the leather seats, it has a cup holder. It has a armrest that'll fold down in the middle, and there'll be extra cup holders. With the material seats, unless I'm missing something, there isn't. It doesn't fold down, I don't believe. No, it does not. So there's no extra cup holders there. With the leather seats, the middle will actually fold down. Like this middle section will fold down, and there's cup holders in the back here. I think it just kind of comes out of the middle, like it would on some other pickup trucks. So you just get the two big cup holders on the floor, but it's not bad. How many drinks you can have at a time, right? Also the other thing with the Mojave, while I'm on it, before I get ahead of myself and forget with the interior stuff, the frame is stiffened and reinforced on the Mojave because, again, it's meant for high-speed off-roading, hitting G-outs in desert off-road terrain and going fast. The frame's got extra gusseting, cross members, and it's just extra strength, reinforced frame. So how they do it, I don't know, but that's the terminology that's used. The reinforced frame on the Mojave. It's got its own unique frame than any other Gladiator. Okay. So coming inside, kind of show you some of the things in here. So it's very customizable, which I like. The screen, give it a start. Got push button start. All right, we'll get this muted. We don't want no copyright issues. So the screen is customizable in the front center stack there. I have it right now for my average miles per gallon, and that was reset when I first bought it and brought it home. So since I've had it, I'm averaging about 16.5 for a brand new vehicle. Probably not bad. Still got to break in yet, and I've been, kind of driving it all over the place. A lot of running around around town. So we'll see how that goes. It's already better than Tundra, so I can tell you that. Tundra was average. I'd average 15. So this is the way I have it set up. You can change those top three and the middle one to however you want it to show. Okay, you want to show your fuel economy in the middle. You can do that. I have current fuel economy, so while I'm driving, I can see what it's getting at the moment. And then average. The average is stay average for as long until you reset it. The way I usually do it is I reset every tank to kind of see what I'm getting for that tank full. And then outside temperature right there. Now, if you scroll through using these buttons, that's where you can set up the home screen, okay? So, stored messages, so if you had any issues, just go up to your audio there. You can see the music's muted. And then stop, start. There's a ton of stuff. So then here's fuel economy stuff right here. Oh, that's the trip odometer. And then based on each trip, you can reset the fuel economy as well. So there's a lot of different ways to monitor your fuel economy. Drivetrain, this is for like when you're in four-wheel drive, and that shows you how everything's working. Then you got your pitch and roll, okay? Now, vehicle info, this is pretty cool. So for a mid-sized truck, for Jeep, let me shut this door because the sun's glare is probably killing you. That's much better. Vehicle info, it gives you a lot of gauges, a lot of screens. So you got the trans temp, which my Tundra didn't have a trans temp gauge factory. Is your tire pressure. 37 is what it calls for on the door sticker. So they're at 42 right now. I'm sitting in the sun. It's a little warm today. I've been driving it. So cold, you want to be at like, it's 37. That's what the door jam sticker says with this tire package. So then you scroll over, you got your coolant temp. Trans temp, which is nice again when you're towing, and off-roading, you want to monitor your trans temp. And you get your oil temperature, oil pressure, then your oil life. So when that goes to 0, you don't want to get an oil change. Battery voltage. So you got a lot of stuff it shows you. And then moving over, this stereo system again. This is the Uconnect 4C, whatever they call it. Best factory stereo system I've had in any vehicle, bar none, not even close. So reason I say that is the sound quality, the features, the smoothness of the way it works. Very good system. The maps are nice. So if you go to apps, first of all, you have all these apps here. You can pick and choose which one you want down here. You just click on it, hold it, drag it down. It's very customizable. So your quick apps on the bottom, which are always there, you can change whichever ones you want to have there. Okay. Everything loads extremely fast except for the off-road pages. Off-road pages, there's a lot of off-road information, basically stuff when you're off-roading. I'm not going to do it now and delay the video any longer, but it takes a little bit for that one to load. So if we go to radio, obviously you have all your sources. Well, what I think is cool is while you're in the radio, so let's say you want to check what street you're on quickly or where the next turn is. Instead of going out of this into navigation and going through all that and into the maps, you can just pull up a quick little map. And there you go. Shows you where you are. What's nice about the Chrysler product stereo systems is, let's say, like for example, Limp Bizkit's on the radio right here, right? If I hit favorite, you can I can favorite the song or the band, and then anytime that band comes up across Sirius XM radio on another station, you'll get a little alert saying, hey, they're on. If you want to listen to it, and you click on it, and it'll take you to it, to that song. So I think that's pretty neat. Yeah, the traffic and weather, your phone. Get your phone hooked. My phone's not hooked up right now. your full navigation screen, so you got your maps there. It's really nice. Full screen. So it's you can see it's very smooth, works very nice. The sound quality of the stereo blows me away. I was telling some other people this, they laugh at me, but I don't want to be getting a new truck. You pay all this money for it, and then putting another $1,000 into the stereo system or upgrading the speakers and all that stuff. I like it when it comes with a nice factory stereo system. It's nice. You didn't have that years ago. Cars didn't come that way. Now they do. This is the best one of the high-end, premium stereo systems that I have heard. There may be others better out there, but from the Bose and the GM, the JBL and the Toyota, and then this one, those are three I have experience with. This is an Alpine system. The Alpine system blows it away. I can't stress enough how much I like it. So move down to climate control, and also you can have your climate control up there. I don't have it up there. I put the off-road maps up there, but if you go to apps, where the heck is it? There's your climate control. You can bring it all up on the screen. You know what I mean? If you want to do it like that. I don't see why. I like buttons. So you got the buttons here. You got your front and rear defrosters, mirror. That'll also work the defrosters in the mirror. Thing about these mirrors too is, forgot to mention, you see the little triangle up on the top, right there. It's got the lane, the blind spot monitoring, which is nice. So if you're driving, somebody's in your blind spot in your right lane, left lane, that'll light up amber, so you can see. It's got auto start stop. Not everybody's a fan of it. You can shut it off. When you shut the truck off and turn it back on, it's back on again, so you have to turn it off again. You can mute your stereo from here. You can shut the screen off from here. You see the screen's off. Parking sensors, you can shut them off, turn them back on. That's hill descent control. So when you're off-roading, you're going down a hill, you hit that, it'll coast you downhill nice and slow. And then, you have your dual climate control. So when you put the screen on and you adjust your climate control, you'll see that it's set up there 72, 72. I have it synced on auto. So if I just hit the one, it'll change both. But you can do one side and the other. I never understood that, why, person's on that side of the car is right next to you. If they have 80-degree air on and you have 70-degree air on, I'm pretty sure they mix in the car. So I don't really get that. But then you have your locker. So on the Rubicon, you have a front locker and then rear locker. And you can engage both at the same time, but if you're in four-wheel low. With this, what's unique is you can put the locker on, the rear locker. You have it in off-road plus mode. I can run the rear locker at full speed in four-wheel high. Whereas typically I believe on the Rubicon, you got to be in low to put it in your locker. And it's only for up to a certain speed. If I put that off-road plus mode on, that's for high-speed off-roading. That's what it's for. It changes your throttle mapping, all kinds of stuff, and then it enables you to have the rear locker engaged in 4 high up to a high speed for high speed desert running, which is, again, that sounds like a broken record, but that's what the truck was built for. So you have your garage door opener buttons here, which is nice. It has an SOS system, so a lot of manufacturers are doing their own little version of that nowadays. It's got Sirius XM, all that stuff. It's great. Like all new vehicles, no more CD player. The years of those are done, which is partially sad to me because I actually still have a bunch of compact discs at home, and I like to use them. I listen to them in the garage sometimes. So the bummer with the Jeep and with any midsize truck is coming from the Tundra is you get in, you get your wallet, your phone, all that stuff. There's not a lot of place to just put your stuff. Center console on the Tundra was huge. I mean, it was gigantic. You could put all kinds of stuff there. Here you got your 2 cup holders. You got a little spot right here. You could technically stand a phone up in here. It's got a little rubber mat on the bottom, which would be fine. You can stick it right there. And you got a little cubby up here. I have my wallet in there right now, but you got a cubby right here. You have the top of your center console and then the bottom. Okay, and you have another USB port in there. So I'm telling you, they're all over the place in this thing. You have your media center in the front. You have an auxiliary, and then a USB-C, and then USB. All right. Once you plug it in, Android Auto or Apple iPhone, the iPhone gets going, and you're hooked up to your stereo. So that's nice. It's got a little slot here you can kind of stick your phone, which actually does work. But if you have a couple of drinks, it's kind of awkward. So I don't know why they do that. But if you're driving solo, it works fine. I'm gonna have to get some type of phone mount or something, put it here or something, just to kind of get it out of the center console. But that's it here. I think we've pretty much covered everything. But we're gonna be doing some more content on this Jeep. I hope you guys something you're interested in. The name of the channel is Odyssey Offroad. It's not called ATV Offroad or side-by-side UTV Offroad. It's Odyssey Offroad, and that's just because when I started this channel, it's about my life's journey off-roading, whatever that entails and wherever that leads me. That's what it's going to be covered. So I hope you guys enjoy that, or enjoying the content so far, and the mix of it. I think it's nice for me. It keeps it fresh. If I do a video on the Jeep or something, doesn't mean I don't love my ATVs any less. I'm just doing a video on the Jeep today. If I do a video on the side-by-side, same thing. And same thing with the ATVs. I had a lot of ATV content come up post recently. Doesn't mean it's because I don't neglecting the RMAX, RMAX 1000 I have, or my other vehicles. But so this is that's what the channel's about. That's the Odyssey Off-Road Journey. So and that's what an Odyssey is, right? So that's why we called the channel that. So yeah, so future mods, upgrades, what are we gonna do? I'll tell you, the first thing I'm gonna do is get rid of this, which I didn't even realize. I was driving home and I was like, what is that thing flopping on the side there? Is this big ass ugly antenna? So we're gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna get a nice little stubby. And I know the stubbies don't get radio stations that good, but I don't listen to FM radio all but ever. With the satellite radio, that's pretty much the only thing playing. So once in a blue moon, I'll flip through it and see what's on or whatever, and that's it. But so we'll get rid of that thing and put a little stubby antenna there, and then I may upgrade the wheels. Definitely not right away, but may do that just because they're not ugly wheels. They're a little dirty right now. The tires are full of slop from the dealership. They put so much of that tire dressing on. If it wasn't for this Jeep's big fender flares, it'd be old down the side of the truck. So, and get rid of these green caps. The dealer likes to put nitrogen in tires and put the green caps on, so that how special you are with your nitrogen tires. But those green caps are ugly, so we'll get rid of those. Put black ones for now. And then they did me a huge favor in putting these wheel locks on, which is awesome because the wheel locks are ugly also. So I appreciate it. Thank you, Jim Click Jeep, for putting these ugly wheel locks on there. But we'll be getting rid of that stuff too. So the wheels maybe will go. I don't know. I'm not going to lift it. Not going to do anything like that. We're going to probably change the front bumper. Maybe get the Rubicon modular one. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. But if you look up the modular Rubicon bumper, you can kind of take the end caps off, and it'll end like right here. So a little shorter. But I don't know. It's kind of an expensive bumper. There's some aftermarket options that are way cheaper. I may go with, and then something I can run the factory fogs in there, not lose those. And then we're gonna change the headlights and the fog lights. So aftermarket companies that make LED headlights and fog lights for this thing, if you're watching, hit me up. I'd love to try them out on the channel here for you and put them in. But if not, we're gonna purchase some. I know Auxbeam makes a nice set of a couple different style sets of LED headlights, so maybe we'll hit them up and use those. And as far as other mods, I'm gonna keep in the tires. Those Falcon Wild, I'm telling you, these Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain tires are great. You can option in this truck to get the mud terrains if you're in an area you want a Mojave because you like the styling and stuff like that and what it comes with. But you need a mud terrain tire. There is a package you can add that upgrades it to the mud terrain tires. So it's also a Falcon Wild Peak mud terrain instead of the all-terrain. But these all terrains are great. Not that I get any snow here, but once in a while, in the wintertime you do, and you go up in the mountains, these are snow rated tires. So that's nice. And I think as far as mods go, that's pretty much all I could think of off the top of my head that I have in my, I wouldn't say immediate future, but probably the first mods that we're going to do to it. And then we'll go from there. I want to drive it a bit. I want to see how she does. I want to see what I think it needs. Also another thing we're definitely going to do, without a doubt, I'm actually going to order it this week, is I'm going to get the only thing it doesn't give, they don't give you the tow package, which is a shame. They should just give it to you. It's $280 from Jeep, but it goes right here. It gets rid of this regular 12 volt, which I'll never use. You have all the USBs, and it has a trailer brake controller. The harness, if you get the tow package, the plug is right under here. So your module and your plug goes right here, and then the wire goes to the knob for your gain control right here for your trailer brake controller. As you guys know, I tow my toys. Most I tow is about 4,000 pounds. So this will be great for me. And then kind of to close out the video here, let me tell you why I got this. I know you guys are probably scratching your head wondering, why'd you go from a full-size TRD Pro Badass Tundra to this Jeep truck? Well, I'll tell you, I am not a fan of driving. I love old trucks, but I'm not a fan of everyday driving a full-size truck. You don't always need it for the size. You run into the grocery store, you run into the gym, or whatever it is you're doing, your daily errands. Driving a big, huge, gigantic, cumbersome vehicle. The parking, just getting in and out of the parking lot. Somebody's coming in, you're going out. You know, it's you know, especially some of the parking lots around here in Arizona, the entrances are tight. Getting in and out, maneuverability, stuff like that. I wanted a mid-size truck. I missed my Tacoma so bad. Just for driving a mid-size truck, you know, a smaller truck. I like that. But I needed the back seat room, you know. The back seat in the Tacoma, unfortunately, is just too small. So I needed another option. So it was either keep a full-size truck, which is what I've been doing. I've had a full-size truck for a few years now. And then it never dawned on me to look into the Jeep. I don't know why. I guess because I've seen some base model Gladiators around, and to be honest with you, I think they look ugly, like the plain sport ones, the regular base model ones. I'm sorry if any of you guys are watching it. To me, they need a little lift. They need bigger tires. And oh, by the way, the Mojave comes with a 1-inch lift. It's from the factory. It's 1 inch higher than even the Rubicon. It's bigger than the Rubicon in the front by 1 inch. But you know, I need something to tow the toys. This will tow. Max I tow is about 4,000 pounds with the trailer loaded up with all the ATVs or the side-by-side on it. And so this will handle that more than enough. And the back seat room, as you've seen already, on this is so much better than, I mean, you got so much more leg room. A full-size adult can sit back here, no problem. There's plenty of room for an adult, let alone the kids. So that issue is non-existent. Now with the Tacoma, the back seat is super small. I mean, the back seat's like here. You're bumping into your feet are almost under the front seats on the Tacoma. Which when the kids were really little, it was still actually a little bit of a pain in the neck because of the car seats, but you can get away with it. But on long road trips now, you know, your brother and sister in the back seat killing each other. You know, they need a little bit of their own room. Keep the kids less cranky. They got their little charging ports back there to keep the electronics on, and keeps Dad happy if they're quiet. So comfort's the name of the game on a road trip. And so far so good. This thing rides unbelievable with the Fox suspension on this truck and the way it's set up. Guys, I really, really appreciate you guys tuning in and sticking. If you stuck this long to the video and listen to me ramble for 40 minutes, some odd minutes now, I greatly appreciate it. Please smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. This is the first time watching the channel, and you clicked on it because you saw a Jeep Mojave. Subscribe because there'll be more Jeep Mojave content. I promise you that. And then there's also, if you're into the ATVs, sport quads, we got a ton of that. Scroll through the channel history and you'll see, and side-by-side stuff as well. So again, this is Odyssey Off-Road. This is Joe, and I appreciate you watching. Follow us on Instagram at Odyssey_Offroad, and ride safe out there. Have fun off-roading. Get out there, enjoy the beautiful weather. I know for some of you in part of the country, it's still winter, but spring's around the corner. So we'll see you on the trail. Thanks.